Hi students, welcome to E-Pathshala. My name is Suraj Thapa, Assistant Professor in the Department of Political Science, Postgraduate Government College, Sector 11, Chandigarh. Today I am going to discuss module pressure groups. As every democratic political system provide certain rights like to form political association, freedom to expression, speech and thought to its citizens to express their demands and need to the government. Generally, such demands and needs are articulated in collective action in form of social groups. Such social groups generally known as pressure groups and interest groups. Pressure group is a group of people who came together having common concern. When these groups put pressure on the government in order to achieve that common concern known as pressure group. Objectives: to access the view that how pressure groups strengthen democracy. Role of pressure groups in widening the distribution of political power or concentrate it. To know how and why do pressure groups seek to influence parliament. Discussion on pressure groups, how they use political protest to exert influence. To explain factors that affect the power of pressure groups. Development of pressure groups. It may be mentioned here that one of the consequences of modernization is a widespread belief that the condition of life can be altered through human action. It normally involves education, urbanization, rapid growth in public communications, and in most cases, improvement in the physical condition of life. These changes are closely related to increases in political awareness, participation, and feeling of political competence. Such participant attitudes encourage more diverse and citizen-based interest articulation. At the same time, the interdependence of modern life, the exposure provided by mass communication, and the wide-ranging role of government further multiply political interest. Due to such factors, the pattern of political interactions were transformed in the early 19th century by the growing prominence of organized group or group politics, that is pressure groups and interest groups. It has been witnessed that the period of 1950s and 1960s was considered as a high point of enthusiasm about group politics, particularly in Western democracies, because this period was stimulated both by social change and by the expansion of states' activity such as public welfare. Further, due to such developments, on the one hand, groups started raising awkward questions about the distribution of power in democracies. Apart from it, consultation between government and pressure groups was constant and intimate. The groups provide government with the information and technical advice needed to make sensible policy. On the other hand, in exchange, favored groups are acquired insider status and thus the potential of influence decision at the early stage. For example, in France 1960, the government nearly collapsed as a result of protests that began when university students were not allowed to have members of the opposite sex visit in their dorms rooms. Soon after, this enhanced Frenchmen and women joined the student protest, and this time protest was an almost a national political sport in France with the information. Therefore, it is said that all the modern societies like Canada, Britain, New Zealand and USA also witnessed a large number of pressure groups like labor business, professionals, labor unions and environmentalists, etc. These groups compete among themselves for membership and influence, and all simultaneously press their demands on policymakers and the bureaucrats and they become fundamental to the politics of the respective country. For example, in the USA, a number of pressure groups came into existence from 19th to 20th century. Similarly, in UK or Britain, the number of pressure groups runs into thousands, whereas the numbers of political parties is very small. As the membership of political parties has fallen, that of pressure groups has increased. Here, it may be mentioned that pressure groups vary in structure, style and sport base, and these differences may influence a nation politics, its economics and its social base. And it is difficult to identify the earliest such groups because still there is disagreement about agreed terminology amongst political scientists active in this field. For instance, whereas the term interest group is used in USA and elsewhere to describe all organized groups, it tends to be used in the UK to refer only to those groups that advance of defending the interest of their members. The term pressure groups is therefore usually preferred in the UK. Interest group tending to be used as a subcategory of the broader meaning. Definition of pressure groups. The term pressure group is a very wide definition that does not clearly distinguish between the groups that fall under the term. They can be described as interest groups, lobby groups, or protest groups. Some people avoid using the term pressure groups as it can be inadvertently be interpreted as meaning of groups use actual pressure to achieve their aims, which does not necessarily happen. Generally, it is said that a pressure group is an organized association or a more institutionalized form of interest articulation occurs through the activities of a social or political group that represents the interest of their constituents and does not put up candidates for election but seeks influence government policy and legislation. In this regard, David Truman said that individuals belong to several different interest groups, loyalties reflecting different aspects of their interests and personalities. This gave rise to Truman's idea of overlapping group affiliation. According to him, pressure group interest groups refers to any group that, on the basis of one or more shared attitudes, makes certain claims upon other groups in a society for the establishment, maintenance, or enhancement of forms of behavior that are implied by shared attitudes. As we have earlier mentioned that there is no consensus among scientists about terminology in this field. As a result, many political scientists use the term interest groups or pressure groups interchangeably. Others, however, make a distinction between these two terms, and whether or not the student chooses to make these distinctions, he or she should be aware of the distinctions that are drawn. However, they believe that pressure groups are to be subset of interest groups that are organized exclusively for the purpose of political lobbying. In this way, therefore, it is said that all pressure groups are interest groups, but not all interest groups are pressure groups. Difference between pressure groups and political parties. Many scholars argue that both pressure groups and political parties are quite different. In a number of distinctions can be pointed out between both. Firstly, in terms of permanence, which mean political parties tend to be more permanent and institutionalized than are pressure groups. Moreover, the parties are also invariably concerned with a large number of issues, concerns, broader programmatic or ideological features that are associated with it, while pressure groups usually focus upon a specific cause of interest of a particular group. Secondly, the pressure groups differ from political parties in that they seek to exert influence from outside rather than to win or exercise government power. In other words, the goal of pressure groups is to satisfy its member either through the organization itself or through political pressures resulting in a specific policy outcome. However, groups and parties are very different beasts. Types of pressure groups. A pressure groups appear in such a variety of shapes and size. It often unhelpful to treat them as a job lot. What categories do pressure groups fall into? How do pressure groups differ from each other? Although they can be distinguished in a variety of ways, but for the purpose of comparative politics, the most useful system of classification of pressure groups has propounded by Allman and Coleman, who divide these groups into four categories. These categories are non-associational, institutional, associational, and anomic. Non-associational or communal groups. These are the groups which are not created for specific purposes but are simply part of a social fabric in the sense that its membership is based on birth rather than recruitment. For example, such groups are families, tribes based on region, religion, kinship, caste, and ethnic group, etc. These groups are founded on the basis of shared heritage as well as and the traditional bonds and loyalties, and they fall at the communal end of the spectrum. For example, in the Western world, Protestants against Catholics in Northern Ireland and Italy of a particularly violent conflict between customary groups. Institutional groups. Institutional groups are groups that are part of the machinery of the government and attempt to exert influence in and through that machinery. They include bodies like armed forces, business corporations, legislature, bureaucracies, police, teacher, and other occupational groups. Such groups express their own interest or represent the interests of other groups in a society and have also direct access to the policy making process. For example, in the USA there is a doctor institutional group called American Medical Association, or in UK the British Medical Association. Each of both groups speaks for the views of doctor whether the doctor like it or not, since all doctors have to belong to them. Associational groups or protective groups. These groups are formed explicitly to represent the interest of a particular group. This includes trade unions, chamber of commerce, manufacturers association, and religious associations. Sometimes they are also called sectional or functional groups, which exist to protect the material interest of their members from physician to labor. They always seek selective benefits for their members and insider status which relevant government department, which make them often most influential among all pressure groups. For example, the National Farmers Union in Britain or the France Wine Growers Association consist of people who are actively engaged in a trade of profession whose interests they seek to defend. Anomic groups. Anomic groups are generally spontaneous groups that form suddenly when many individuals respond similarly to frustration, disappointment, or that strong motion. Without previous organization or planning, frustrated individuals may suddenly take to the street to vent their anger as a news of a government action touches deep emotions or as a rumor of new injustice sweeps the community, and their action may lead to violence. Many developed countries in a world including USA, France, Italy and Britain have been reporting a high frequencies of violent and spontaneous economic behavior. According to pluralists, pressure groups do play more roles so that balance of democracy can restore, like representation, education, political participation, policy formation and policy implementation, etc. Representation. In the pluralist model of democracy, pressure groups play an essential role because it is believed that political parties cannot provide adequate representation for the full range of diverse interests and opinions in a modern democracy, because their key function is to aggregate interest into a coherent political entity capable of governing the country, while pressure groups enable particular interests and causes to be heard and to exert influence in public decision and decision making. Political participation. Pluralists also believe that democracy is a system of government where decisions are arrived at by majoritarian principles, which representative elected at periodic election, or where political equality and political freedom allow the voter an effective choice between competing candidates in a secret ballot. In this regard, pressure groups overcome the democratic deficit that builds up as most people political participation is to cast a vote after a period of time, thus leading to people having little or no influence over decisions made between elections. Pressure groups increase participation and access to the political system, thereby enhancing the quality of democracy. Education. It is also said that pressure groups promote debates, discussion and arguments in a democracy. In doing so, they create a better informed and more educated electorate. In other words, many pressure groups indeed operate largely through their ability to communicate with the public and raise political consciousness among them. Policy formulation. Although pressure groups by defining are not policy makers, this does not prevent many of them from participating in the policy making process. It is well known fact that pressure groups are a vital source of information. This information would be regularly consulted by the government during the process of policy formation, which is developed through policy networks. In this way, pressure groups improve the quality of government works. In this context, pluralists argue that pressure groups are a product of freedom of association, which is a fundamental principle of liberal democracy. Freely operating pressure groups are essential to the active functioning of a liberal democracy in three main ways. They serve as vital intermediary institution between government and society. They assist in a dispersal of political power, and they provide important counterweights to balance the concentration of power and enable new concerns and issues to reach the political agenda, thereby facilitating social progress and preventing social stagnation. For example, the women's and environmentalist movement in across the world. Some pluralist scholars believe that the role of pressure groups extends beyond trying to shape the content of public policy to playing a role in putting policy into practice. The best example of this is the National Farmer Union, which works with the Department for Rural Affairs in implementing policies related to farm subsidies, disease control, and animal welfare, etc. Not only do such links further blur the distinction between groups and government, but they also give the groups in question clear leverage when it comes to influencing the content of policies. Maintain stability. It is also said that pressure groups helps in providing a channel of communication between citizen and government and help to uphold political stability by ensuring the government responds to a particular demand and concerns. Pressure groups therefore function as a kind of safety wall in a political system. Moreover, these also groups checks government power and in the process defend the rights and freedom of the member concerned. In this way, groups thus ensure that the state is balanced against the vigorous and healthy civil society. How do pressure groups exert influence? We will discuss about different channels through which pressure groups exert influence on the government as well as express the interest or demands of their members to same. Here it may be mentioned that every political system varies in many ways like its nature, size and structure, etc. Due to such factor, it is almost unthinkable that a group should confine itself to a single strategy or one channel to influence the government. Therefore, there are many ways through which pressure groups can exert influence, or some of principal common channels are the bureaucracy, parliament, political parties, public opinion, direct action, and mass media, and minister and civil servant, etc. The bureaucracy. First of all, in liberal democracy, the bureaucracy is the main pressure point because it is a key institution in the process of policy making. This channel is largely used by major economic and functional groups such as large corporations, employers association, trade unions, farming groups, and key professions. The parliament, the assembly and legislature. Influence exerted through the assembly, parliament and legislature, often called lobbying, are another important form of pressure groups activity. Standard lobbying tactics include appearance before legislative committee, providing information to individual legislature and similar activity. Lobbyists seeks to make contact with sympathetic or well-placed members of parliament and peers, providing them with an expensively produced briefing and information pack. For example, in USA, over 11,000 professional lobbyists were registered in Washington, D.C. in 1990. Political parties. Political parties are another important legitimate channel to exert influence on government. In a democracy, political parties often rely on pressure groups and financial aid and voter support and serve as institutional representatives of these interests within government. The best known example of a link between a pressure group and a political party has traditionally relationship between the trade union and the Labour Party in UK. The mass media like television, radio, newspaper and magazine are another important tactics for pressure groups in democratic country. The mass media mobilize support for pressure groups efforts, leading to donations of time and money as well as stimulating similar demand from sympathizers. Thus, in modern times, the media is a central focus for pressure groups seeking to steer public opinion. The purpose of such strategy is to influence government indirectly by pushing issues up the political agenda and demonstrating both the strength of commitment and the level of public support for a particular cause, with hope is that the government will pay attention for fear of suffering electoral consequences. Direct action referred to a political strategy is also another method through which pressure groups directly exert influence on government without any mediator. Direct action includes protests, demonstrations, strikes, blockades, boycott and march, etc., which might be regarded as legitimate or illegitimate tactics depending upon the nature of the political system. This action is most often is distorted by the customary groups who denied formal access to government. For example, at least until the 19th century, the masses were excluded from recognized channel of political influence. As a result of it, outbreak of violence was may still be the only way of expressing grievances of the people who have lost hope in the government. People start doing demonstration in order to mobilize popular support for the group cause. For example, in 1980s, a massive popular protest signaled the end of communism in Western Europe. At the end, we can conclude that pressure groups as an integral part of democratic political system. Pressure groups not only protect the interest of its member but also provide education in the spheres of economic, political, cultural and social to its member. Apart from it, pressure groups play as an intermediary roles between the government and people. They get necessary and valuable information from the people and provide that information to the government. On the basis of such information, government makes policy for the nation.